Okay, so I was recently, I guess you could say, harassed by my brothers and sisters psychologically. They're trying to shame me. I mean, what are you going to call me? You're going to call me a coon? I mean, I've been called worse. I'm going to double down, triple down, quadruple down on anything that I teach. I don't only have to teach to black people. You know what I mean? The black demographic, the young brothers, they're my first primary targets. And then second to that would be the black people in general. And not just black people, but people with low socioeconomic status. And the reason why that's my target audience first, over me just saying all of Americans, which it is all of Americans. But the reason why those two demographics are the most important for me, the young black man, and of course, people or families with low socioeconomic status. The reason why those two demographics are the most important to me is because of a rule I learned while serving in the military, which is you can only move as fast as your slowest moving member, right? So if we go on account of speed, we know astronomically this is proven, right? Saturn rules blacks. Saturn's the slowest moving planet, right? So Saturn rules poor people, and that would equate or translate to people with low socioeconomic status scores and whatnot. So what I'm saying is the focus should be on the slowest moving people to speed them up, right? So like in battle, if the mule who's carrying all the gear, if he can only go so fast, we can't move without the mule. You know what I'm saying? So it's a matter of philosophy to me at this point of my target audience. You know what I mean? Because a number of Americans who come to my page, you're going to come to my page for various reasons. Might be because you're a military, might be because you're a passport bro. You might be a dog breeder. You might just be somebody who's looking for knowledge of self. You might be someone who's spiritually, homeless. Like you don't have a family or a particular group that you belong to, but you practice spirituality in your own way, right? It could be a number of reasons why a person would come to my channel, right? Any number of reasons. Could be health reasons, or I might have the solution, or I might have conquered something very personal to me that's personal to you that you would like some assistance or guidance on. You know what I mean? The universe is really based upon who we are as individuals, and who we are as individuals attract others who think like us and who also need us and who are destined on their journeys to be a part of our lives. So, for the black people out there talking shit, like, listen, let me explain something to you. I'm FBA or ADOS, meaning that if I'm saying I'm foundational Black American, or I'm an American descendant of a slave, I'm implying that we were a slave, right? So when you say you were a slave, you're admitting that you were defeated, right? So as black people, I admit, black men were defeated. It didn't matter what God we were worshiping. It didn't matter what sort of language we had at the time. It didn't matter what magic skills or what sort of special powers we had at that time. We got our asses whooped. We had to in order to become slaves because we're taking the title as ADOS, right? And we lived in America and we've dealt with a lot of bullshit since we've been evolving as Black Americans, right? But it all first starts off as us admitting the truth. The white man beat our motherfucking ass. And the warrior that's inside of me is not going to be a bitch and sit up here and say, oh, I blame the white man's the devil. The white man did this and the white man did that. And the white man's the reason and the cause of all my problems. And the white man I'm not doing that. Have I experienced white people who were resistant to me? Yes, I have. Have I experienced white created systems that have affected me negatively? Yes, I have. Have I encountered in educational systems where whites were not playing the game fair, depending on the location? In California, I didn't have that issue. In Georgia, I had that issue. I went in for special group testing because I was in, push, you get the honor roll, and then you get the special classes, the advanced classes for your age because you're such a brilliant student and stuff. And then you go in for special testing at the testing centers, and I was acing those tests. You know what I mean? So I've dealt with the reasons why blacks, even in my timeline, were denied opportunities just based upon ego alone. A white man is being told, he's been programmed that he's superior to another man and can't accept the fact that his son may not be intellectual as the black child that's applying for a position at that special school that his son is going to. And think about it. His ego is big because his money is a reflection of his money and the lifestyle and the options that he has in life. And the money that he invested in his child's education builds his ego up to think that, hey, as a white man, damn right, if my son's name's Timmy, you better fucking kill that nigger on that. You better beat his ass on that test, right? That would be his mindset. In the South, I dealt with systems like that, where I was denied access only because the father, which was a lot of those men, a lot of white men, invested a lot into their children in those conservative areas. I grew up on a Bible Belt, right? So it would hurt some of their feelings that some poor black kid will be intelligent enough to beat their children on scoring, on testing, standardized tests. And so I've dealt with that on an educational level at a young age. You know what I'm saying? But listen, we were fucking defeated. Now listen, what other country in the world where a group of people are completely defeated, they're slaves, right? They're defeated. Name me one. Just name me one country where blacks or the lowest group of people were defeated, and the ruling class allows them to stand out on the block and say, fuck you to the people that defeated them, and then protect them in the rights. Have white people done fucked up shit to us? Oh yeah, I've heard stories about what they were doing in the 60s, the 50s. What do we call that? The Jim Crow era. We're doing some real messed up shit to us. But what other country can you name? Right? One brother, please tell me, what country can you name? Because we have brothers who will be outside on the blocks in New York City, in Philly, in Detroit, all over the internet, talking very foul, disrespectful, crossing the line, being racist as shit towards white people, right? Well, racism is organic, so I don't hold that against anyone. But I'm asking, you name me a country where a group of men who were defeated, we were fucking defeated, still defeated, on the bottom. Kill your ego. This is reality. The white man beat our fucking ass and kicked our fucking teeth in. The warrior inside of me is not going to not acknowledge how I got my ass whooped. I pay attention to the white man. You don't even respect him enough to know this his savagery. My love to a white man is authentic. I said, damn, he beat me like that. Go ask an MMA fighter when they get beat by somebody real bad, beat down, how they feel about the person that beat them down, and they're honorable. They don't blame the person that beat them down. They look in the mirror and make themselves harder. I don't care how long this video goes. I'm not finishing. I'm not stopping this point. You niggas name me one country where the defeated class are allowed to, all the freedoms that we're allowed to, started when insulting the ruling class. And then being protected by the soldiers and the police officers that allow them to insult them. Called freedom of speech, given to you by James Madison. Freedom of religion, free exercise clause, James Madison. You can't name me another country where that freedom has been given to a class that was defeated and that was on the bottom as low as we were. You can't name me one. I'll be waiting till I die for you to name me another country where that shit has happened. And then think about it. White people created English, right? Look how many musicians have made a fortune in their lives off a language that they were given or forced upon them by their white slave masters. Think about it. We got Michael Jackson. We done had Tupac. We done had Biggie. We done had Mariah Carey. We got Rihanna, Chris Brown. The language that you're singing and the language and the words that you're communicating and the spirits that come from those words, because God is the word, is a language that came from a white man, from white groups of people that came from West Germany. English is a West German language. Niggas made it out of the hood by using the English language. But then on that same token, you shame the white person and say, hey, you took my language away. Well, you name me an African who has an organic African language, who rocks as hard as an American hip hop artist. You name me one, name me two of them. Let's see how hard, if your music is so hard where you come from, African man or black man outside of America, let me see how your language makes you millions of dollars where you're in America popping. Come on. I want to see you make it around the world where they want you in Cambodia. They want you in Thailand, nigga. They want to see you popping off in Europe. Where you African rappers at? Where is your drill at? What impact have you made using your language on the world? I already told you guys the impact James Madison made. He made an impact on the fucking leaders of your countries. So again, black men, back to the audience of the niggas who are talking shit, who gonna call me coon and shit. Name me a country where a leading class, they could be all black. You can name me an African country where the leading class had a lower class completely dominated, humiliated, worse than despair on the hearts on the average slave, right? Come on, they used to breed us together like dogs. Breed this nigger with this bitch to make a nigger with a strong back. I saw the notes when I did my own ancestry checking on my maternal lineage, the Floyd and Dowdell family. When you go back far enough, they didn't even have it just says boy or bitch for the woman or boy for the man, right? That was the words that they used as their identification. And they had a European measurement of weight because it wasn't imperial. The shit was not U.S. It was not the U.S. standard measurement because I think I saw some shit that was talking about stones and handle lengths and shit. I mean, what the fuck does that mean? Because whatever standardized measurement we have, like height, feet, and shit, and they have metric system around the world, it wasn't on that in them old paperworks when you're looking back at them slave papers. So if someone has the power to call you a boy and breed you to another person like a dog, that person defeated you. They're champs, right? You're never gonna get any respect talking shit at the champ from a bitch perspective. You're from the position of a bitch talking shit, being protected by James Madison, and then gonna tell me, don't try and shame me for giving credit to James Madison for allowing me to freely pursue any religion I want and to carry steel. And I served in the military. So you think about that for a while. I'll sit back and wait on all you hating ass niggas, all you fucking hotep niggas who are fucking calling me any other thing than your brother Eli. I'll wait for you to tell me where you can find another country that allows that type of shit to go on.